Raresies and stuffses. Okay, it is being picked up. Thank you, controller, for actually reconnecting. How's everyone doing on this whatever day it happens to be? I think it's a Wednesday. Merpitations indeed. Too much roar. So scary. Oh no, not scary. It is a Wednesday, my dude. There we go. Tab it back into the game. But yeah, how's it going, Lion, Drake, Jack? Anyone else out there watching? What else was I gonna check? Nah, we don't want the levels. We'll get our own levels. Yes, I'm stalling a little bit until Volnoki actually comes back into the room. I don't think we... Yeah, we don't even have money for weapons. If I can get to 13,640, though... I already sold stuff off. Oh well. Sell all the crystals. Is Volnoki stream? They may have not joined you. Ah. Yeah, they had to leave the room. They'll be back shortly. Sell all the crystals. The crystals just aren't worth much is the issue. You know, I like it when a carbon uses skill squad. Salmon so it gets intimidate. Killer body. Heh. Silly carbink. True facts, crystals are worthless. They are. Is that how much I needed? I'm 20 short. Okay. Do this. Well, if it's only 20... Yeah, I can sell some crystals. They're finally worthwhile.
Selling crystals?
Yep, sold some crystals.
What the hell?
Needed 20 bucks. So I sold 2.
That's not an excuse to sell crystals.
It's definitely an excuse to sell crystals.
He's trying to pick a fight.
I was just doing what they were suggesting.
Okay, who am I banning?
All of us.
It's alright. I don't mind an empty stream.
Including me.
I don't mind an empty stream. I know what I said.
Lately? 。 .
. 。 .
. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
Merp.
Merp.
Someone sent me a...
Well, this doesn't look good.
Damn it. Lennigus soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menachia. I command you.
Ready. Okay. Nice black hole.
Brainwashed or not. If they want to fight, they got one. Be my guest. Can you take it? Move away. The enemy wields armor too.
We'll soon see about that.
I hear it.
Okay.
Whee!
What was that?
Be trying to reach higher.
I'm on time. I'm on time for me.
Oh, it fell out.
I want to get upset about this idea of selling crystals even by scritches, but then I have on like the other window next to the chat the bits, and the bits are crystals, aren't they?
Yep.
This is a conflict of interest, isn't it?
Yep.
We're in a very awkward situation. Jack often gives us crystals to get us to do things that at least one of us usually benefits from doing. I'm trying to parse this. Yes, he was basically flying.
Where do you fly? Yes. That's
He was just jumping really good.
Different from the citizens we've come across so far.
I
Sorry.
was using momentum
They
to
weren't
stay in
big
the air.
talkers,
Yeah.
that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
they weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lennigus hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zoogles during experiments.
Nope, they're
here and
functional
there,
now.
but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lennigus before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Is it because we ran out of crown contest adversaries we had to recruit some more?
This button. Okay, so straight ahead first. Yay, grape gel.
But yeah, did you say anything about who's... The dogs are radioactive.
Out of our way!
I don't think they're going well. I think you have to do the veterinarian thing.
These ones can run rings.
Love.
Get a bite to eat instead.
I... You're just gonna run from every canine-based encounter. Why can't you fight the mantises? Are the mantises too cute to fight?
No, I just didn't feel like it. really wanted the shortcake recipe, okay?
Actually,
Look, Jack's relieved I didn't fight the doggos.
I do. Can you actually? Do you actually have the monster entry for those dogs now?
Let's see. Field guide. Enemy info.
Because I wanted to look at something in their facial structure. And woof.
Whoa.
Woof, woof, woof. Woof. Woof, woof.
It's barking time.
Woof.
Woof.
Woof. Woof. Woof. Woof. Woof. Woof.
Mark?
Woof. Mm-hmm. Woof, woof, woof.
Mark. Bark. Bark, bark. Merp.
Woof, 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 woof.
Merp.
Woof, woof. Merwop. Woof.
Merwhoop.
Woof, woof.
Bark.
Woof, woof, woof. Woof. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof. Hmm. Woof, 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 woof. Woof. Arf, arf.
Arf?
Arf.
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 Arf, woof, arf.
Arf.
Arr. Yip, 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 burp.
Can't let the hatred consume me.
Woo!
Bark. Bark. Bark.
Woof.
Woof.
Arf, woof. Arf, arf, arf.
Arf.
Woof.
Arf. Arf. Arf.
Arr.
Trash.
Woof.
Woof. Woof. Woof. Woof.
Oh! Oh!
Who's a thorn in our
Woof,
side?
woof. Oh! Woof.
Woof.
Woof, arf, arf, arf.
Those
Woof.
soldiers
What?
don't seem to have any qualms about
What?
attacking on sight.
Woof.
Is someone
Woof.
making them stand
Woof,
guard
woof.
over the forbidden zone?
Woof, 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 woof.
Woof.
Woof. Arf, arf.
Woof.
Arf. Woof.
Woof. Woof.
Woof, woof.
Woof.
Arf, arf, arf. Woof, woof, woof.
Woof.
Woof, arf. Woof woof.
Woof woof.
Arf arf. Yep.
Woof woof woof. Ruff, ruff.
Woof arf. Woof woof. Arf 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 arf. Howl. Arf arf.
Huh?
Woof 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 woof. Woof.
A woo? A woo!
Oh. Oh. Woof woof. Arf woof. Yeah, arf 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 arf.
Arf.
Woof arf.
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 Wow. Arf. Woof woof. Arf arf arf. Arf arf arf. Woof. Woof. Woof.
Woof woof. Woof woof. Woof woof. Woof woof.
With this, I
Woof
can
woof.
become even stronger.
Woof woof woof. Mm.
Oof. Woof.
Woof woof woof.
Aww.
Woof.
Woof.
Woof woof. Woof 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 woof. Woof woof.
Aww.
Woof.
Lost.
Woof 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 woof. Woof woof woof.
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 A woo?
Oh woof 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 woof.
Best strategy.
Bark.
Bark. Bark.
Bark.
Bark 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 woof. Bark.
Ooh. Bark.
Bark bark.
Bark.
Bark bark bark. Yep bark. Wang bark.
Eh.
Woof 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 woof. Woof 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 bark bark.
Bark.
Woof.
Bark.
Bark bark woof.
Bark.
Woof.
Bark.
Woof woof.
Bark. Bark. Ooh.
Woof. Oh.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereign's only.
Alphen.
Bark. Orc got orked. Ooh.
Yes! It opened!
Woof.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
Woof. What the fuck is happening?
Arf arf.
Alphen.
Woof woof.
Ah,
You
I think
again.
she's stuck.
Woof arf.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I
Damn.
was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different
What?
worlds,
You treat me as
but
people?
neither one of us asked to be here right
Well,
now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
Have you met the other Renans?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
I mean,
Here's what we'll
that's
do.
one and the same, isn't it?
We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That
I saw
person
it.
Alphen was speaking to. She looked exactly like Shion.
Oh, the hair was a
It
little
was
different.
Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
She were different because she's a different person.
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere
A
hallucination.
memory of the
It was
past.
a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
Ooh, when's the next
But
episode
how
air?
is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how?
Kill it and obtain.
why?
Oh, there's a ghost of
We have
Christmas
no way
past
of
lurking
knowing.
nearby.
Maybe
Kill it
it's
and
not even
obtain
as
its power.
deliberate as all that.
Bye, Lysira.
You okay?
You have.
It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides,
Sure you can.
if it
Plenty
helps
of people do
uncover
it.
the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too, if I can. It's just another
Liberation.
reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Oh. I was gonna say, the Renans don't have it nearly as bad, but they do still have problems, you know?
Oh. Well, you know.
I was on mute. I was saying that the Renans don't have it as bad, but they do have problems. I don't think it should be equated considering the hard labor that Danans were put under. Oh, okay.
Well, it's boss fight time.
Forbidden donuts from Forbidden Zone. Aha! Turns out it's not a boss, just a cutscene.
So, what are we fighting this time?
Yeah, fair.
A singular person.
Yep.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Ah, look, a dark astral core.
Hey, I figured we would look for one of those. Not
Yes.
mecha, but it'll do.
That's no fair. Now there's two of them on that side.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
The Williams calling hacks.
Tormented limbs.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handled the two, then we kept them in. A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Oh, that didn't count.
Did Law just punch a beam? Can Law do Hadokens?
Oh, shh. I didn't expect the 180.
should use Kisara when it dashes like that. It does have quite a few limbs.
Is it a spider?
See, Kisara, great there. Stops the charging. That's a charge again, isn't it? Oh no, it's doing a laser beam attack. Now it's... Apparently it wasn't. It was just spinning in place. Because what is a tell?
Where are you going?
Telling.
Not sure if it's a spider specifically, but definitely an arachnid. How far is it?
Core break!
Dodge. That was a nice. You really do make law work for you. You really do make law work for you.
He has a simpler style to me. Except ever since my merge, I've been taking hits a lot more.
Why didn't that stop it?
Was it too early or something?
It looked like it dashed through the shield. Huh.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life! Show thy mystic mercy.
It has 8 limbs and crystals for a face. It's a super spider. All the more reason to break it.
You guys are pretty anti-crystal this session. What the hell? What did crystals do to you? Nothing.
You talk back.
I don't talk back that much. Are you talking to other crystals, love?
No.
Mmm.
Nope. I'm talking about this crystal here and all the crystals in our inventory.
Uh-huh. Why do I not believe you?
Because you have a very untrusting personality.
So what?
See? Drake likes crystals. In fact, Pokemon Crystal is their favorite.
I know, right, Dylan? Because it's like... That's 2 or 3 times you died in a row. Seriously.
You have 3 casters in Law.
There might be a flaw in foot strategy, yes. But I think we can make this work. You heard me hit that trigger.
You also keep dying.
Alright, I'm playing Law.
I thought you were about to die as soon as you got up. Banish the crystals to the Shadow Realm. 10 years, Shadow Realm. Banished. She gave me this dirty look for banishing her to the Shadow Realm. It's 10 years.
Ooh, I got Dodge Boost. Core Break.
Nice. Now take advantage of it.
I got a bunch of damage down.
Alphen's ready.
Gain momentum.
Now I'm real mad. I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
I like my crystals like I like my enemies. Finely ground and sprinkled over my chips.
So we're going to kill a few dog Zoogles.
Why?
I think we have a sort of situation where we cannot peacefully
Goleem's dead.
coexist.
Goleem's dead. Revive him. Revive him.
I mean, Xian will get to it. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, Xian will get to it. She'll get right on it.
Any day now.
Now it's just her.
Preemptive poop attack.
Faria.
Thanks for the bits,
Can you hear
Jack.
me?
Preemptive boop
Faria.
attack.
She's preparing another summoning.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Forgive me.
She wasn't a threat anymore. The core was already broken.
She might do something else to hurt
Man,
herself.
I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Xion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
For the record,
In that
Noki was
case,
booped, which means she does get to break a doggo.
You? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to.
You were
so I
booped,
took the
so
liberty
you do
of
get to break a
following you to
doggo.
find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He was able to get in here a little easily, wasn't he?
You mean after we cut a swath behind us?
Did we? I ran from
He
most of those
seems like a good
battles.
friend.
Canonically.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting.
You're a victim of the system,
to put an end to
Dohalim.
this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed.
Are we talking
Being
about
society at
capitalism
this
or
point is
the
really
crown
the only
contest?
way I know how to atone for my
Yes.
sins.
You can't atone,
Ah.
Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in
Nobody
fact.
said you forget it.
You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right.
Still alive?
So long as we've still got breath
Still
in our bodies,
alive.
we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that,
I
you need
don't
to
think he
live
could
for
have brought
yourself
himself to do that,
and
Lion.
for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh,
Oh, shucks. We're on the same
You have
team,
to
right?
agree.
Let's move on.
I think that would have kind of broken Dohalim if he did that.
I forget we still got mystery solve. Let's split up,
Do you
gang.
think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same
True, we
person
have
who's
5 in
behind
a
all of
dog,
this, I'll bet.
not 4 in a dog.
Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
We're coming for you, whoever you are.
I think I kind of get that. Sort of let them be together in afterlife kind of a thing. Right?
Awful. Hey, another cutscene. Will we get to the end of this hall
What is it,
before our
Rena?
break?
Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
Time for another memory. Schmancy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
This is before either of them knew that they were stealing it from Dana? Oh, hey, look, the thorns.
Oh, the Thorns are monster.
Huh. What?
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
You what, Alphen? You what?
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct.
So basically,
Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience.
So that is a
If so,
lot of dark
maybe
astral energy.
That complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't
She's
know.
a witch. Kill
Will
her.
can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
so there's a will of Dana, and a will of
The
Rana.
will of Dana
Rena.
is made up
Well,
of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Nah, let's just give up now. Go back to Dana.
Shion's right.
Put all this behind us.
All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on,
Maybe.
let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
I don't know.
Yes. And their source. A ceremony that
I
occurred
was making sure
3
she was good
centuries
because she was
ago.
But we
sounded
still
like she was
don't know how to
dying
get
over
rid of
there.
them. I just hope we can find a way.
Probably. Theoretically.
Wait, is this the prequel to Dead Space?
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
I mean,
Wait.
What's so unusual about
You
that?
might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly
I'm alive,
etched
come
into
on.
the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of
I think I
enough
got it
astral
now.
energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent. Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past.
Just a mild case of the death. The world where ghosts are not only real, but somewhat widespread, and people still go, "Ha, you think you're haunted? How silly." No, I agree with that, Drake. It's like, there's something tangible, and it's still like, nah, that's not real. Can't be.
I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
This feels like a point of no return.
I just need a little time first. I want to make sure I...
Which means it's time to save in the second slot again.
Need a moment to live again.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
So,
Yeah, I'll break a few minutes early, especially since we're going into a point of no return.
okay, yeah. I was gonna say, the trope I think is, never mind.
What was a good suggestion, Lion Jack?
I'm pretty sure there's like a trope for someone whose non-belief of an idea is so extraordinarily absurd that I'll die when I want to. Wow, that turned dark. That turned very dark. Break time, break time, break time!
Oh no, go on. Go
No,
ahead.
no, break time! Give me this, love!
Okay, back in a few minutes.
Back a few minutes.
All right, we return. For it is time to go forward. Volnoki's acting like she's dead. For the record. She did choose death.
I'm determined to save Shion and Dana.
Oh no, they're back.
Nothing
Scatter
can
lads.
change that.
Still dead.
She's dead.
No.
We can banish the crystals. True.
No. Nope. Bad. Bad.
Discard.
Love. No.
You're right. I should sort first. Discard.
No.
Aww.
No.
Aww.
No.
So we have a star there, which means we go.
Oh, hey, this
here
was
first.
from that intermission kind of situation.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the one you
Railroading.
visited in your
Wow.
past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Quick, go back.
We should go through that room some more before we move on.
God damn it.
Wow.
God damn it.
Do it, Nix. Cast them into the fire.
Alright, I'm going to need Ben, Jack, and Lion.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
Any items? Any items? I get the feeling there's not actually going to be any items.
There's something I was going to say that I can't remember. Well, there were two things. I remember one of them. Well, the thing I do... Hey, there's a skit.
It's showing this room's equipment has been used in a long time.
Skit? Off?
A notice. This area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase.
Like, are you deliberately not doing skit, or...
I'm looking for stuff.
Okay.
It's equipment for storing human bodies. Whether it held living or dead ones, they're all empty now.
It's just you look like you're about to trip the... cutscene. Oh.
The thing that's in there.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, now I'm about to trip it.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how
Oh, darn.
important
Guess she doesn't get
facilities let in
scritches
only
then.
the sovereign. Doesn't
I
that
agree,
seem
Jack.
a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, sovereigns and forbidden zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
To keep you all under control.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are
Heads.
experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really.
They can rebuild him.
What about
They
the
can make
others?
him better.
Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
They were probably made sovereign in name
Upon
alone.
victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign...
The woman
then
in
who
red,
was it?
maybe?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman? It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the
See, I was
mastermind
thinking
behind
that.
the scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
That while she might be doing the dirty work, she's not necessarily
Either
the
way,
one
it's fair to say she's
orchestrating
definitely
it.
involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
Time to look through some medical records.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But
Dolan
it's
brings up some good
strange.
points, though.
I've got all this rage inside of me,
proper
but I don't even
scientist.
know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Yay!
Amazing! Game recognizes support networks.
Madness. Select the topic. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority, as well as one of 5 elemental realms to administer, and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a Master Core's powers. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Oh. Huh. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. But he's glad he didn't actively participate in the crown contest. Imagine if he had won. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. The following is a report on the second successful case of Sovereign Test Subject Experimentation. Test Subject 10105, given name Volron, Generation NA, Unique Adjustment Index, Ethnicity NA. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. So they were looking at disposing of Alphen. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belong to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Dark Master core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Rena-Alma is ready to be reformed, its existence kept top secret. Underneath a Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Rena-Alma materializes. They wanted to get rid of Volnoki, not Alphen. Alphen is a failure because he ran away. I might have misread it, but it sounded like the thing was talking about dispatching of the first success, which was a failure. Which would have had to have been Alphen. Be advised that active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Rena-Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted.
Sorry, go say that again?
Because Rena-Alma was made, no more Master Cores. I'll read the Spirit Core thing. I want to double check this.
Yeah.
As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject.
Yeah.
Itself a failure and therefore. Yeah, no, I misread it. Consideration. Yeah, consideration for disposal would have been for Volron.
Volron was just that bad.
Yep.
Checks out.
Spirit cores are indeterminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Danans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Addendum. Increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending.
So that's kind of why they've been using Danans.
Lore. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena-Alma within the central core of Lenegus. It is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit, along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as the stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. So they were expecting that.
Yeah, makes sense.
However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegus serves as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the crown contest on Dana. Warning: any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Well, where's my execution?
You're just asking for trouble?
Yes. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. serves as the tip of Lenegis' conduit, from which it separates. Upon landing in Danon waters, it extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dana. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegis. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lenegis' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1, Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Oh no, that's why Sip started dying. She doesn't have clearance.
Shit, you found out.
Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dana. Sedative mask? A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. Oh, that must have been the mask that Alphen had. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum, due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegis, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. After receiving reports of robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. The system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority, while relegating both Renans and Danans alike to enslavement. Test Subject 10105 serves as the realm's current lord, and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring of the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. Damn it, Volron. And then the two most important topics at the moment. The Sovereign. The Sovereign acts as Lenegis' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Danon subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who survive it. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegis if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Danon subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. So at this point, Alphen has an affinity for all of the astral elements?
It's possible. I'm just a little bit overloaded.
The Maiden acts as the Sovereign's support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Renan subject serves its functions, providing the Sovereign with the supplemental dark astral it lacks in tandem with the Rena-Salma. During the ceremony, it is partly responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Addendum 1, mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum 2, in line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its Maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. That's a lot of data. And now we go skipping out of here. Which way does it want to
As you do.
And I continue the search for candy.
As you do.
Serial now shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase. That doesn't sound good. Candy. Equipment for monitoring subjects. It probably had a failure disposal mechanism as well. This room should seem familiar to Alphen. Yay, life bottles. A room unchanged over 3 centuries. It's like time itself has stopped here. Such a weird name to use. To me, it implies she wasn't allowed snoo-snoo. Maybe she wasn't. Oh, I was... Okay. I was about to save before reaching the hallway, and then it's like, what? You got close to the hallway. Bam, cutscene time.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system.
And you're just learning this now?
If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
Does explain why none of the Gesundheit. why none of the current day Renans knew what the mask was.
Hmm.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegus.
She sure went above and
This should
beyond
help with
the
the
call
pain.
of duty.
Understatement of the year.
Even with Lenegus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Good thing the symptoms were temporary.
Right? Onward! Why do I feel like we're about to have another boss fight right here? Oh. That's nice. They're letting me get the items first. Yay. Gonna have cool ears. I agree. Before sleep, no cool ears. After sleep, cool ears.
Yeah, fair.
Ooh, pretty.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Rena-vations was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Rena-vations isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it
Dumb
seems.
ears. No, I take that
I know
back.
it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
That's blinding.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told.
Well, yeah, you didn't need to know. You just need to do what was told of you. Asked of you. Words.
The Rena-vations was intended to control his power. Lest anything
I mean,
should
you're not
slip
wrong,
through
Jack.
its cracks. That day, As Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done.
No.
With the destructive force.
No, it's because of what the higher-ups kind of
inside
forced you
me.
to do.
I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Rena-vations seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Rena-vations instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Rena-vations was lost, and Alphen the Sovereign was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could.
I mean, 300 years isn't bad.
The time needed for a new Rena-vations to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
So the Thorns are the rampaging power that took over Alphen.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
Those aren't the outfits I
So
put
you're
you
saying
two
this
in.
is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Rena-vations would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Xion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
That is basically what she
Makes
said,
sense.
yes.
After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Rena-vations would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Rena-Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're
Thanks
right.
for being the wet
It's the
pal.
barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Rena-Alma.
Not it.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until
Guess
we
you're
find
it. You have to hunt the Rena-Alma.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop.
Wait, we're stopping Apocalypse?
Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years.
Wait, that clock
The
had
reason
18
you
hours
lost
on
your
it.
memories,
Is the reason for your curse.
the thorns.
Maybe they have a different time
It all
time
leads back to them. But once they're gone, we
Not
can finally
perception.
put an end to all this.
not schedule.
When my thorns are gone,
Time
I
division?
never dared to dream that such a thing could be
I
possible.
think you know what I'm trying to get at.
No,
Maybe time
truth
flows
is-
differently.
I think maybe
No,
I've
I'm not thinking
always
time
been
flows
dreaming
differently
about
necessarily.
a life without my thorns.
They just divide it up
touch
into
of my
different
family.
segments.
Or playing with my friends.
System.
Holding hands
Yes.
with Rinwell.
That.
Or giving Law a deserved smack. Embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself. And
I'm
finally
surprised
know
you haven't
what
put
they were
together the
like.
pieces.
Is it really okay
You
for me to
overestimate
believe it
me.
can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead. And it's for my sake. So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Hey, new title. Shion, latest maiden. Some more max AG. Revitalize, an advanced healing art that restores all allies' HP. Yes. And then all we have to do is forge a Mystic Crest and uncover the ultimate ingredient.
Hmm.
Sodale Arthalis. Huh.
Somehow the colors aren't going out right. Hmm?
Gam Arthalis. Laes Fiarcas. Farquis? Hmm. Automatically equipped. Huh.
Spilled.
And yep. Missing ingredient is owl wings. You're right.
Ah, so that's why it works.
What?
All wings.
Dolmen with no walls.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
I can't feel my teeth. Gas station.
I'll see if I'm on there. The pedestal where the Rena-vations sat 300 years ago. Now, it gives off no trace of power. Okay, we'll take the proper steps down. Buffaloes are birds. How else could you get buffalo wings? It's true.
Bats are not birds. They have wings.
I get confused where boneless wings come from. Penguins.
Shark birds. Shark birds have no wings. So, I'm going to need to rewatch the whole stream on like this segment, just sink in everything going on.
Do you remember from the interlude how Alphen kind of went out of control?
Yeah, that was from Blackthorns.
That was from
That's
the Dark
quite some
Astral
door,
Energy.
all right.
Yeah.
And
This
Naori
might
kind of
finally
took it
be
in and sealed it within
The
herself.
heart of the
Yeah, that's how
beast.
the thorns came to
We'll
her
find
and
the
got
red
passed
Alma
down.
and the red
I
woman
got that
inside,
much.
right?
Yes. That's about the most important
After
bit
everything we've been through to get
from
here,
all this.
they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
And they're planning to remove the thorns from Shion by using the Rena-vations.
Yeah.
There you go, you're caught up.
Yeah, fair.
It's been a lot of cutscenes about some extra info around all of that.
Yeah. Like, the
This is
whole
it, guys.
background
Time to
structure of
see what secrets are
everything.
in store.
Yes.
No, that's kind of extra. Strange manner.
I mean, she already knew the planet was being drained. I was just going over the important bits from
The sentient planet.
the sentient planet.
Which one, Reno or Donna? Because I think those are two different wills.
Volron! He really was still alive.
We didn't get to see the skit.
And there's the Renis Alma.
You'll get to see it later.
Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Place. All once more. The powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the...
He's chanting a spell, destroy him.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself. Reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
I mean, hasn't the entire game been telling us, yes, they're collecting astral energy to send to Lenegus to send to Rena?
That this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegus's transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is,
See, they don't know.
it's
They weren't
connected to
paying
those
attention.
visions of oblivion.
Are you vindicating yourself?
Regardless,
No, I'm indicating the characters
cannot
in the
stand
game.
by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
The Red Women.
No, she doesn't have a face.
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure.
Why was
but I
that the
think
subtitle?
they're the true rulers of Rena.
What? Law was saying, who the hell are they? But the subtitle was like, for me, why?
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well...
Someone's a troll.
Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Okay, can you not explode on me while I'm... Thank you.
Alphen's ready.
Now you see what I can do! Eat dirt! No ball shall break this night. Roll now! Can't be happening! Couldn't make it in time. This one's all mine!
This is some very slow damaging. Huh.
Ever feel like you needed to level up a little more?
You want to reload the save and we can?
I really owe you one.
Let's see if we can make it without it.
Oh no, she's a Power Ranger. That means you're the baddies. Ooh. Drake brings up a good point.
I'll crush you! Lightning
I am now hitting a girl.
Yes.
Pride was my downfall.
You have 1 health. Hey, you're fully healed.
They really like their chakrams. I was dodging. Come on. I am out of rhythm this fight.
Blah, blah, blah. Magique. Well, win or lose, after this fight, we will be taking our break. And if it's lose, what say you to us using one set of the +5 levels?
No, I was going to suggest that myself.
Don't want to use both yet. But one of them at least.
Ooh, gold flame. I was trying to dodge. Oh, the long move animations. You really have to commit.
There are, Jack, but this is clearly a team up of Red Rangers. And they can only be good.
That's a very Volnoki thing to do. Just to get extra damage on them.
He took a hit.
I'm aware. Okay. There's no magic to counter, so dropping that.
She was using light, though?
God damn it. Well, surely the paladin can use light. Surely the paladin can use light.
Also, why would there being magic to counter matter for her being in or out of the fight?
Bang. There.
They'll heal you eventually, right?
In theory.
Well, you were getting healed.
I totally wasn't in that, was I?
You were.
Totally wasn't.
Alphen has light.
She heals, and she uses the shield and armor. Is that what most people consider a paladin archetype?
I mean, Noki has a point. Alphen's ready.
Yeah. Alphen. Yeah. I will switch out to Helene for Alphen.
Ooh, getting rid of a healer.
2 healers is good, but not strictly necessary. And when we only have 4 slots, and Yari, we're talking about how we are benefiting from having Renwell.
It's time to finish this. Die! Consuming wildfire. There and again.
I mean,
You're wide open. Eagle assault. I've let you all down.
if you're talking about like,
Are you gonna try to argue you weren't in that one?
no,
Okay.
I was totally in that one.
Okay.
Like if you're talking about good warrior of justice, sure, but in terms of battle mechanics, That's not really an, well, mechanic attribute. Yeah. I'm just going to use a life bottle. Shield warriors don't really use healing magic though, do they?
Yeah.
God damn it, Alphin's dead.
I also see Paladin a lot more than Shield Warrior. Fighters that happen to use shields, sure, not something specifically called a Shield Warrior in a lot of cases.
Say again, love?
I see Paladins a lot more than Shield Warriors, like, actually called out. Fighters who happen to use shields, sure, but less often straight up called a Shield Warrior.
Well, there's a difference between a warrior with a shield and a shield warrior. The defensiveness involved in it, you know? So I do have that question of what would make a paladin archetype class?
Look sharp.
That last second first aid.
Surrender. Fighting is useless now. Do you think it's really over?
No.
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve.
Well, paladins do have smiting. Smiting is a pretty particularly important thing.
What? It's self-destructed?
Alphin!
I mean, have you seen
I'm
Kisara's
Just a
over
little
limit?
roughed up.
That's basically a smite.
You had me worried there.
I know we can't use outright holy magic as
Who said you
much
could
of
touch that? Damn it! He's awake! I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
And how are we going to get back to that later?
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think?
He is really tenacious.
Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me.
And Helm.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Dana.
Light energy,
Then there were
probably?
the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were locked 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Voron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a...
I think he wants to just destroy everything.
Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave,
Were they
why
not
would you
paying
inflict that
attention while
upon
we were
others?
reading through the stuff?
Renan and Danon
Yeah, I know,
remove
right?
distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Rena's Alma!
Taken from them yet again.
It's too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Alphen!
Fluffy tail. Why would you not, like, come more at an angle from the further point?
That was a really good jump. Really, I consider tower shields pretty significant for paladins.
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law.
Hi, Law.
I am.
Exploded.
Are you two okay?
Expendable.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Is Volron...
I've seen
Have we
kite shields
finally
as more
seen
of
the
a
last
night
of
thing.
him?
I know there's a lot of
can hope.
overlap between knights and paladins.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers and Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Rena-Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
So what's
Did you
this
say
one saying?
Rena?
I am the law, but still denied.
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Rena-Alma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
So
Seriously, I was not expecting
Save the
Voron
game.
to actually be here.
He seemed to care
uh,
one
Oh,
whit
yeah.
about Renans or Danans.
Yeah.
We'll
not
watch
in a
the
good way,
cutscene
like with
afterwards.
Oh, it's the talking stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
There are a couple things I wanted to mention before we went. Well, three things, but I'm gonna have to trim one off. But since we're running late. But
Nice change.
Nice. Yeah, that was earlier. One thing is that with the Red Women, I wonder if that armored looking form is closer to what they actually are. Since they don't seem to be human. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why they were talking about it being the Red Women's true form.
Yeah. The aesthetic of their physiology seems similar to Zeugle's. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I accidentally pinned.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's something to pin. Is their true forms?
So fun fact, if you pin a message, you can set it to unpin after a certain amount of time, or when it's manually unpinned, or the stream ends.
Oh. Yeah, I want to take a closer look before I go about... Well, no, the next one I'll have to take a look at the magic that she has. Because I want to know how much, if any, magic she has. She has the healing arts, but I don't know if she has anything else. I think that's the real big thing that'll define whether she's shield warrior or paladin. The other thing I wanted to say is our next one. I am shoving the next altar to participate because I had an incident at work last time and I'm holding it over her. And she wasn't non-consensual about being participant of the streams at all. But as far as doing it so soon, because she was not feeling ready yet, no, I'm pushing her because of what she did. She doesn't have any magic herself. Work altar doom.
She doesn't have any arts, just attacks with elemental affinities.
What the heck's with healing thing then? Is that just It's
Guardian Field.
It's just physical attack, huh?
Anyways,
So it's not magical, huh?
well, no,
What?
wait, before you go,
I'm already running late. What is it?
we are actually really late on our break.
You're a good sport, Scritch. Oh, thank you.
She will get her scritches on brick.
Yeah, I'll be on break. See
you all in a few minutes.
We'll see you in 5.
With the newbie. Yay, newbie. Whams. We's back. I's back. The newbie's still trying to get used to stuff. I'm expecting a complaint about the legs. I'm so happy. My new favorite
Oh,
altar.
fucking legs. Legs.
Never mind.
Legs,
There it goes.
legs.
Anyways, let's have a scene.
I discovered why he said that.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day.
How about you, Shion? Dohalie? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the red woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language.
Noki
at the
saw
very
it.
least.
I saw that.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena and Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Because they're
Both sound
expendable.
plausible to my ears. They took off with the Rena-vations too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
Okay, let's get out of this hellhole. Where is Kaiser?
Kaiser?
I was wrong. I was expecting Lion to call you Ulkiraer.
Why Ulkiraer anyways?
Just similar name.
Oh.
Wee.
The equipment being the we use FS standards though. And under FS standards,
You use standards designated by yourselves that nobody else really has a proper grasp on.
fair. But I'm trying to say that we use different standards to identify whether something's a power source or not. I think certain other systems use consider technology or physical equipment to be a power source. I think mutants and masterminds also use it that way. D&D 4th edition as well, if you think about it. Marshall is literally a power source, so...
Yeah, we could use healing.
Your name is getting my correct issues well be it's just submission. Hi Jet Hack. Hi Lion. Hi Drake. Hi everyone else.
That's a common issue with their names, Jack. Autocorrect being like, no, and us being like, yes. But she ain't got holy magic or light magic. She has a consistent way to use light and healing.
Think about it, but she's not one.
Oh.
Isn't it fair to say that
Hey, doggo, there's no
we're
doggo.
going to see her as a paladin, but Lion doesn't have to? There's no reason to try to convince someone else to see a character as a certain class, right? Thank you.
I'll crush you! Lightning Reef!
Need to summon the manual bunny to eat the auto carrot.
That's-
really is a long string of attack sometimes. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess I've got over limit again.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I don't think we have in our memories much, if any, tanks which do party healing. Yeah. Law is definitely monk type.
Recovery period. Let me dodge out of there. Jeez.
Armor won't save you!
I feel like I could see it. Do you see that they look like dragon skin?
What?
Jack said that they look like dragonkin.
Kinda. No, I was focusing too much on how long Law's strings of attacks are, and it's like, no, you can't dodge. You can't dodge. Nope, nope, you can't dodge. Okay, now you can dodge.
I think you use his techniques when he's not the focus of an attack. Like, I've seen self-recovery tanks, but not Devil May Cry next. Like, just drawing on
How does that
experience.
relate? I have no idea what that means in this context.
Combos. Just the way the comboing works, I think. There's no animation canceling. Oh.
Sure, but the length of the attacks takes forever. Also, some of the attacks do let you dodge out of them. Alphen comes to mind. Speaking of. Not that.
We really do have to sit down and actually figure Law out. We also flopped with Delholim because we have no idea what he is. But I'm trying to think, like, in my experiences with Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 11, well, Final Fantasy 11 is thing. So I'll get down to that. Final Fantasy 14, I think the game was Aeon? Which... and then with League of Legends, from what we remember, and Pokemon Unite, between our experiences with those games, we don't really remember tanks that offered party healing.
Won't show you any mercy as I run away. Up around this way. Snuck around.
Yeah, he does seem to be a hyper.
Yeah, I didn't have to attack the doggos.
I mean, the D&D tradition. I know D&D isn't everything, but D&D Paladin has party healing. I should clarify, it's heal other I'm talking about. Yeah, support by focusing on themselves. That's what they do. They're like a barrier against
The lights are
everything.
all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone?
Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Quit being difficult, though.
Me off, just for once.
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
Not that
If
elite.
so, then what's the problem?
Damage him to your
Panic's
technician,
begun
not
to
elite,
set in among
a
the
miracle
citizens.
worker.
Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree.
No
But
degrees
this
from the
time, not so
sovereign.
much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
A few things, yes.
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest ranking person in Lenegus right
Would be
now?
Dohalim.
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. The only one left is...
Called it.
Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
They're so engineered lemmings.
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ulkiraer of Eldermenancia.
That's not the outfit we have you in.
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Oh, nice.
Great timing, honestly. Well played.
Your speech seems to have done the trick.
Looks like
the
you
city
rolled
won't
well
be
enough on the
descending into
charisma check.
chaos After all.
Devilomancers,
only
they
pray the relief will
literally
tide us
rewrite a
over for the
reality.
time being.
What you said earlier about the Sovereign possibly not even existing. Was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
It can't all have been.
Did they not? Did they? I thought they were
After
mostly
everything I saw
intelligence.
in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority, the very foundations of Renan society. How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But
Uh-oh.
how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
Only the best musicians
When
can
I bumped
rule.
into you
Let me
after all
guess.
those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Tarnigan's death. To see a future.
Music to the death. Battle of Bands. New meaning.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them.
No, I think the issue is
Besides,
they've always had
with
someone
you
to guide
leading
them.
the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
The game morphs into brutal
How could I
legend.
not be?
I still need to
After the
finish that.
second chance that I've been
Probably
granted.
restart it.
From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes.
Then squats.
We should be
God
heading back to the
damn
ship.
it.
This
Hi,
is the line
Sentient.
that waits.
Hey, Sentient. Apparently, the last time I played Brutal Legend was in 2014.
So that's... Is that completion of the Halim's character arc?
Let me see what this is. Ground Dasher. No, it can't be the completion. We still have 2 more titles to get.
Ah. Now it's time for an all-out attack. Arm curls. Squats. Hydrake. Bottom cough cough to Halim.
You deal with that, I'll deal with the exercises. Oh, thank you, Lion. I think I'll do that one out of order.
Boop, boop. I think we're having a species problem. You're not a Dragonal in the Mindscape.
I'll get back to this later.
I feel
Looks like the people of Lenegus can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
we ran into
In one
technical
sense,
difficulties.
When all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan lord. How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person.
I guess.
At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why?
No, I didn't
That's the
die.
road of
Just
freedom.
disappointing boops at the
Or,
moment.
to put it another way, so long as his heart
Sorry?
is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
Doing your best the way you want to. You're doing the best. Thank you for the redemptions, by the way, Cynthia, Jack, and Lion.
How long have you known
Known what?
about the darkness I carry inside me? You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Oh, there.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
She is currently the unboopable.
Among other
It's
things.
terrifying, really.
To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore.
Unboopable.
It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was.
This is why this is an adult
If
stream.
Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then
So
I
Lion
can
can make
too.
jokes like that.
I won't be left behind.
All right, we're good. We're good. Yep. You guys are done talking. Lovely wings, I might add.
Don't die. Kinda need you.
Yeah. She even has the dumb outfit to go with it. Dumb lady for a sub, man.
Ulkiraer down. Medic!
I'll be fine.
Travel to Rena.
I'm good. I'm good.
Need to go all the way back to the departure area. Ugh. Right, that's just the healing sound.
Let's see, there's some nuance left for me to learn. Well, of course there would be.
What? Nuance? No. Straight ahead. Okay.
Oh yeah, you could have a power bomb, but you can't. Can you have a power sub? Is this the appropriate place to ask about these things?
Probably not the best place to get answers.
I'm sorry.
Ulkiraer, I hope you guys aren't coming down with something. Volnoki was coughing earlier. Volnoki was coughing earlier for a very different reason.
Yeah, something was caught in her throat, right?
Mm-hmm. Run.
Lovely view.
And we save.
Power sub, that's a tier 2 subscription, right? We are taking power subs.
No comment.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this.
That's a very
The
special
Red
form
Woman
of self-love,
and the
Drake.
Rena-Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we
I don't think...
What?
Oh.
They would like us to stop.
I don't think that would fix it, Lion. Just, cause the problem to not be there. Which isn't quite the same thing. Huh. And then we died.
Damn! The hell just happened? Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
That's a really good starship.
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
No, it's a
Quite
great
bad.
thing.
We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone, look there!
Oh. Oh. That's probably not healthy. Oh. This is one hell of a scene that we're going to be ending on. Is what adding up now?
That's a big flower. Kind of a bouquet, isn't it?
Rena doesn't care about the survival of
flower
Dana because
blooming
that's
out
been
of
obvious
Rena?
for a while.
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it.
The Oblivion and
Taking
Thorn
enough
seems to
already.
be
When is
Ren
this
as
going
well
to
as a
end?
counterpart to Dawn as well. I thought Volnoki said something like
Flower of
that
Oblivion.
earlier.
Yeah, I thought so.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One
Well,
long move
you're
while we're out
asking
here in space
if it's adding up now, and
Oh.
it's like,
cost us our lives.
yeah, it added up a while
So
ago.
what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
Should have brought along that master engineer.
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down. You're not the only one who's worried here.
Ah,
Right.
yeah, I don't think I registered that one.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We're back.
Bad times to end on.
Yay, more exposition.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring
Sovereigns.
us here?
Sovereign and Maiden, that's why.
Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
She has a point.
I appreciate that Shion, she just keeps the
Wow,
initiative.
you want us to die?
Sure, why not, I guess?
Oh, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
Law,
No,
come on now.
I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides,
She is a
I'm
lot
the one who should be
different
vigilant about
than
not
our
touching
memories.
you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
The numbness helps.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
What is it that
But-
Law needed?
I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern.
What did Law need?
Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
What's
Yeah,
what?
just hang
That's
in
a
there.
lot of faith.
One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
What did Law need?
I don't know, but it seems like a good time to lighten the mood.
Boo! Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Getting scolded
Yeah,
by
but
Law.
Seeing you act all
Damn.
nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Thanks, Mom.
I feel like she would host a bunch of skits. Oh, like, where Law and Renwell demonstrate something and then she just barges in and she's like, see this mistake. This is what you should do. Take care of yourself, kids.
Speaking of taking care of ourselves, I'm going to get away from this lunatic over here by ending this stream.
Ooh, unboopable.
Now, it is about time for us to head out. We will be back tomorrow to continue exploring not Rena yet. Doesn't actually say where we're at. Nope.
We're in the Alforce, right?
Exactly.
There's a quest for us, and we could not get it. I want my money back. Are we actually refunding this one, or?
What, the arm curls? No, I'll do them, I guess, since Jack redeemed them.
Lion wanted a boop, but...
I mean, I booped her, she just didn't react fun.
Also, it's not showing up here, really? Oh, there it is. Boop sip. But I don't see the... Oh, Hydrix over there. Oh, I think he was joking. Oh, okay. Wait, are you joking or are you not, Lion?
Anyways, yeah, we will be back tomorrow. So hope you will join us then. Hopefully
I am
we'll
mostly...
get to
okay.
Rena. And figure out more of what the hell's going on. We mostly know what's going on.
Still need to find a few pieces, like huge chunks of Rena. Alright, see you.
So, hope you all have a wonderful rest of the time zone, and we'll see you in the future. Bye, everybody.
The future.
The future.
The future.